a painting comes to life and a little guy travels through it. The Master's Pupil is precisely that, a platformer and painting game similar to that imaginary character from your youth, running and jumping over houses and trees, controlled by your imagination when you look through the train window. Greetings everyone, welcome to The Impressions, where I present a game and you'll decide if I piqued your interest. The review premise is the perspective of a casual player with constructive criticism and an occasional sprinkle of game development insight. The Master's Pupil is a passion project of a single developer from Australia. The whole project took him 7 years while working a regular job. The game's narration is not specified. It does not feature any text or voiceovers, so the player, while progressing, slowly figures out that it is a visual tale about Claude Monet's life. The Master's Pupil is a simple game, featuring platforming with puzzles, making it quite accessible. The character control of the player is a little white guy. Considering this is a side-scroller platformer, the available mobility is a right and left movement with jumping. The game does not feature a specific control scheme. For the controller, a user can use either a left stick or a D-pad for side movement and any action button for jumping. With mouse and keyboard, it's either arrow controls or WSAD with an up arrow or W for jumping alongside space. The puzzle's premise is finding a way forward, opening the path, or combining elements to achieve a complete painting. The main puzzle feature is 3 primary colors, yellow, blue and red. Combining those colors gives the player a secondary color. The controlled character can die. It can happen either by falling out of bounds or solving the puzzle incorrectly. All 3 colors combined create black, which is death for the little guy. As the game is a narrative platformer, world building is a linear experience. The player always travels to a new chapter and cannot return. Considering no secrets or collectibles, the straightforward design is on par with the game's premise. The game's aesthetic is unique in every possible way. It's like a live painting, with a developer painting each element of the canvas. All of those later were scanned and implemented into the engine. If I'm not wrong, the artist used oil painting technique for the world elements. As a side-scroller platformer, the game features parallax scrolling of the background. For those interested or unfamiliar with any of these terms, there are definitions on the screen, and the source links will be in the video description. The game doesn't feature many visual effects, though those created are readable and uniform with the whole aesthetic. Animations are simple, which works very well with the live painting idea. The little guy even has a custom animation for cheering a successful puzzle solution. The game does not feature any user interface except a menu with chapter selection and audio options. The design is simple and modern, yet preserves the artistic style. The narration of a classical painter's life is noticeable even in the audio layer. Specified audio and sound effects accompany each painting, creating an additional layer of storytelling. Sound effects are uniform and each of them has meaning. Different actions and events have distinct sound cues. Inspired by classical music, the game's music layer is a finishing touch of entire storytelling, creating an adequate mood for each chapter or story part. The Master's Pupil is not only an artistic project about the life of Claude Monet, but most importantly, it is an homage to the painter himself. The narration presented visually has its perks, although in this case it's somewhat false. The player is left with only his wit to figure out an event behind the painting, And if you are a person who knows about the life of Claude Monet, whether through education or your curiosity, it will work. However, there is no narration for people without knowledge about the persona. Therefore, I'm rating the story as 7 out of 10. The audio layer helps with storytelling, yet the game would benefit from short sentences or paragraphs in the background to guide the player towards a painting's tale. Something like basic information directing to the complete story if anyone would be interested in more. The gameplay is satisfying and movement simplicity with puzzles create a relaxing gameplay loop. The difficulty slowly rises through new obstacles until the player reaches 2 final chapters. Those 2, during the first playthrough, seem like an extreme spike in difficulty. The rating for gameplay is 7 out of 10, the mentioned difficulty spike might throw off some players, and the buggy ship from chapter 6 is the thing every player will remember. The world building, as mentioned earlier, is straightforward. The level design is very intuitive in connection with the puzzles. Rating the world building will go as 8 out of 10. Some puzzles could have had a more distant camera view to help with the player's environmental grasp. The game's art style is what brought me in. The mad idea to hand paint the entire game spoke to me because it is a testament to the artist's passion and devotion. I'll rate the visual style 10 out of 10. I don't recall any game with such style, and comparing it with anything would be pointless. When it comes to the game's audio, it's almost perfect. The sound effects are well done and distinct. The music has a classical mood and creates an additional storytelling layer. The audio is rated 8 out of 10. The default volume settings for 3 audio layers are too loud, especially the painting audio narration. The music composer captured classical themes and a film narration through the music. If you like this kind of music, check out the official soundtrack by Mr. Lanes. It's not for everyone, but it is a peaceful listening experience. As a whole, the game is a great package and can be described only by the word artistic. It is a platformer with an eloquent attempt at storytelling. Knowing that the developer and artist spent 7 years of his life is admirable and respectful. With that in mind, I'm rating the game 8.5 out of 10. It is pleasant and relaxing to play with somewhat mind-bending puzzles. The only addition to a game that would be nice to have are mentioned in the story summary. This time, the feedback would alter the whole experience and the game's reception. It would be helpful for both the developer and player to present information about Claude Monet's life. Some players would become interested in the painter's life and the game's reception could have been wider. Also, halfway through the game, I thought that the little guy was also a part of a painting, as it was a live keyhole looking for his home. Unfortunately, it is not the ending we got. That's all, and this is my critique. All the links are in the description. Thank you for watching and see you at the next one.